All right, welcome to this compensation plan training. I'm excited to take you through the way the compensation plan works, how you get paid, what you have to do to receive commissions. And I want to do it in a bit of a different way. I want to take the compensation plan and turn it into something that you may know. I assume most of you have been in a hotel. It's pretty easy to go to a hotel, right? You can buy a stay, right? And then you have a room that you can use. But in a hotel, there's multiple rooms. There is different categories of rooms. There are suites, for example. There's a room with a sea view. There's a room with a mountain view. If you go often to the same hotel, maybe you're a member there and therefore you have some rewards. You can pay a bit less, or maybe you have access to specific areas, to a lounge, and so on. And sometimes you also have the fitness and different places. So even though it's one main building, your key won't work for all the different rooms. And the compensation plan is similar. The compensation plan, the way it's set up, is very mathematic. We're looking at different criteria. What do you do? Who is purchasing? And how is it paid? And on whom is this being paid? So it's very mathematical way to look at it with real criteria that are set up. So I'm going to take you through that and explain each of the bonuses or the way the rewards that we have for you based on this hotel. So let's start. This is the base, right? This is the hotel. We are there. And usually when you start with Unicity, there is one simple way for you to earn some money. It's called the retail profit. The retail profit is pretty simple. What it is, it's you purchase the product with Unicity at a certain price and you retail those products at the higher price, right? Because you have to pre-finance, you have to order it, you have to have stock, you might have to drive to that person, and so on. So that's the retail profit or the margin that is happening there between the price that you pay and the price that you sell the goods for. And this is not a commission, this is not a bonus, it's just a way for you to earn. And this is something that happens one to one, right? I purchase a product, I'll meet you, and I give you the products and you give me cash. So that's one way to earn commissions. Then the main door of a hotel for me or for us, it would be in the compensation plan to be an active distributor. What does it mean to be active? It means that you need to have at least 100 PV per month. So this is the kind of the main key to enter the hotel. That's you being active will open the doors for many multiple bonuses. And then there's additional criteria that come on top. The second way for you to earn commission is the personal rebate. What is the personal rebate? Is you receiving kind of a kickback on the purchase volume that you have placed yourself. So the way it is paid is the system is looking at all the purchases that you've done with Unicity, and as soon as you've reached 1,000 PV cumulative, then this bonus will kick in, or this kickback will kick in, or this personal rebate. And the way it goes is each month the system is looking at your own PV. Everything up to 250 PV, there's no personal rebate. Everything above 250 PV, you will get 10%. One example, if you purchase in that month 500 PV, 250 PV won't be personal rebate, but 250 you would get 25 paid back to 10%. So, and those 25, as you can see at the bottom, this depends on your currency. Between the US dollar, the euro, and the Swiss francs is always 1 to 1, and for the pound is 0.73. So when we talk about those amount and you receive your commission in pound, you're going to have to use that amount times 0.73. This is to put in the same level the value of that currency. Now, the next bonus that we pay, and this is kind of linear, right? When we start, we buy for ourselves and then we retail. And then because we buy for ourselves, we can get a personal rebate. The next step is called the fast start bonus. The fast start bonus, here you'll see in that little example there, the way it's shown, we have two ways that we're looking at each commission. That's what the way we're going to do. Let me show you that with the mouth. So you have this little Human here shows that what you have to do, and then you have the little icon that shows the organization. So what you have to do to earn fast start bonus is based on your cumulative purchases with Unicity. So, and it's called CPV, cumulated personal volume. And cumulated is always added, right? You always add to what you've purchased, so you never go back. When you start, a first order is 100, a second order is 200, so you add those and then you get to that level. So with 100 CPV, you would earn 10%. With 500 CPV, or let's say we could do it differently, between 100 CPV and 499, you would receive 10%. Between 5 and 999 CPV, you would earn 15%. And as of 1000 CPV, you would earn 20%. Now the question is what you're going to earn those commissions on. The fast start bonus is paid on all the volume generated by members and on the first 1000 CPV of the volume generated by a distributor. So that's why one recommendation that we have is for you to start with 1000 PV pack. And if you do so, then at that moment, you automatically maximize the fast start bonus. You don't have to do it that way. And the CPV, because it's accumulated, it depends where you stand at the end of each month. We'll look at that volume and then we'll pay you the correct percentage. If you don't fully qualify for the maximum of 20%, the difference would be paid to your upline that qualifies for the 20%. The reason why those commissions or this commission is pretty high because it pays you pretty much for the work that you've done the last couple of months, right? When we share the opportunity, when we talk about Unicity to other people, it takes time, right? It's us having meetings, it's us presenting, it's us doing videos, it's us traveling to meet with potential customers and potential distributors. So that's why for all the work that you've done, there is a bit of a higher payout. The next commission is called generation bonus. What do you do to receive that commission? How do you qualify for that? First of all, you need to be paid as a manager. And how to be paid as a manager is based on a few criteria. The first one, and it's always based on a monthly basis. The first one is the PV. You need to have at least 100 PV that month. The second one is the TV, the team volume. The team volume is based on all the volume from your frontline, being frontline distributors or frontline uh, members in that month. And then you need at least 3 active legs. And an active leg means it's an active distributor or an active member that you personally sponsored. And one example, if we look at the rank of a director, then there is a requirement of the volume generated per leg or per that person or per that organization. For a director, you need one person in your front line with their team that generate 5,000 points in that month. Then you need another one that generates 3,000 points, and then you need another one that generates 1,000 points. When this is all done, then you qualify those ranks. You'll see at the end, there's a QR code for you to go into the compensation plan to see that. Just be aware that there's a limitation there based on a Centurion count. Then what you're going to be paid on is a maximum of 5% to a maximum of 12 generation. A generation looks at where you are through your organization down or up to the next person that qualifies in that month as a manager. So everybody that is in between, that could well happen, then this volume is being compressed. So instead of you losing it at each level, this is being put together and then this volume is compressed and you're going to be paid on all that volume 5 or 3%. Now, very often you hear that you can earn up to 25% on the volume generated by members. This comes from these two main commissions, 20% fast start and 5% generation bonus. The next bonus is called the team development bonus. And how do you qualify for that? It's based on your PV that month. If you have a 100 PV, you're going to receive 3%. If you have 250 PV or above, you're going to receive or be paid 5%. What it is paid on, it's paid on all your distributors that have already reached more than 1,000 CPV, and this down to 5 level. A level, as you can see at the bottom left, as I also explained there for the generation, is a bit different, is we're looking at that individual that is a distributor that is being active in that month. And this is where the compression is happening as well. Then we have the generation, the Centurion bonus. This is in addition to the generation bonus. So how do you qualify for that? First of all, you need to be paid or have a rank, so paid as a manager and above. And then we look at your Centurion count. And if you have a Centurion count of 30 to 59, you're going to get 2% addition. If your Centurion count is between 60 and 99, you're going to earn 3%. And if it's 100 and above, you're going to receive an additional 5%. Now, this bonus is not paid on the whole volume. It's only paid on the field grade volume and only on generation 2, 3, and 4. This is there to help you to help you earn on you helping your downline, right? The most important is you being there for the people you're working with and supporting them, maybe doing meetings with them, meeting with them, so they can also have success with Unicity. So that's why we're not paying on everybody the volume that is frontline, but only as of generation 2. If you look at that, then you can increase pretty much your volume, your earning by quite a bit, because you can have 5% coming from generation bonus plus an additional 5% coming in generation bonus. So it's a good thing for you to look at where you stand with Centurion count. All these are shown, or those metrics are shown in the office when you look in the office, and you can see your Centurion count. Centurion count are being calculated based on your personal purchase of a field grade 10 pack, based on the purchase from your frontline, based on new distributor joining, and what they do during their first month. Then this is another bonus. It's paid a bit differently. As you've seen up to now, usually it's percentage on certain volume. The lifestyle bonus is a bit different. So how do you qualify? You qualify by being paid as a director and above, and you need to have at least 5 active legs. When I spoke about generation bonus, I mentioned 3 active legs I need there, and for this bonus, you need to have at least 5. The more active legs or distributors you're working with, the better it is, because we all know that we all have life, right? Sometimes we're not feeling good, sometimes we're family that is priority, or pretty often, right? And we have work that is there. So with that, the more people you help, the more stable your organization will be, and that's what we're trying with that criteria. And then you're going to earn between $150 and $1,000 per month. So every month we look at your rank, and if you're being paid and qualified to be a director and above, we're going to pay you an additional $150. Now it's always in dollars, and those dollars will then be converted in your local currency. Then when we look at the next one is the presidential club bonus. This is for the rank as of presidential director up to the higher rank as presidential, which could be presidential diamond, right? So how do you qualify for that? Is every time that you qualify for the first time, 3 consecutive months. So you need to have 3 consecutive months at that rank. Then Unicity will pay you an additional bonus of 10,000 or 20 or 40,000, depending on the rank. What is also very important here, you also need to have 5 active legs. I assume for most people, this will be the case, but just so we're clear on the qualification. And this bonus is being paid once. So we look 3 consecutive months. When those 3 consecutive months are ended, you will receive with your 3rd month that amount, and then the bonus has been paid. If you jump a rank, then both will be paid. For example, if you qualify 3 consecutive months as a Sapphire and you jump the rank of a presidential director, then we would pay you both of them. And if in between maybe you don't reach those 3 consecutive months, then it starts again from zero. Let's say you do it once and then you didn't manage for the second time, then you start again one, two, and three. And the next bonus is the same, but this is based for diamonds, Chairman's Club member bonus. This is paid for the diamonds when you do that rank for the first time, also 3 consecutive months, as well as 5 active legs. And there we pay an additional bonus of 100,000 and more. Those bonuses are being paid in different months. So there's a lump sum being paid once, and then each month that you requalify, you're going to get additional bonuses. So this is the main bonus is a way for you to earn. What is very important is the compensation plan is looked on a monthly basis. So at the end of the month, we look what you have done. And this is something that you can use to adapt or influence, so to say, your earning, right? If you see that you have a lot of volume coming from your team, and therefore maybe it's worth it for you to have 250 PV that month instead of only 100 to increase your earning from 3 to 5%. The same that if you're close maybe to your 30 Centurion count, maybe it's worth it to do something at the end of the month for you to reach this 30 Centurion count to earn that bonus of 2 additional percentages. Now, in addition to that, Unicity also offers reward trip. Those reward trip are not part of the commissions, but it's a way for us to thank you for your work, for your leadership. And the way it works is we usually have 1 or 2 qualifications per year. You can find those in the library, and we take you to great locations. The next one is will be in Thailand, where we have our GLIC, our convention, and Unicity will invite those that have qualified. The qualifications are a bit different and they're specific for those reward trip, and you get airfare with a certain limit, then you get the hotel, the food, and the activities. Now here you will see a few print screen from the compensation plan, so you can look at it, and if you want to reread the definition of it, this is just an image of it. And here you can see in Saturn bonus how to qualify for the rank. You can see on the right side the 100 PV, the TV, the active legs, and then what is required per leg to reach a certain rank. And here for the other bonus. Now, the last slide I want to show you about the compensation plan. I want to turn that compensation plan in a timeline. As you can see here, what happens and what is being paid when, right? Because seeing numbers, it's okay, but maybe seeing in a lifetime of a distributor, it's different, or what you're going to be paid on. As you can see in the pink or the purple on the side here, member purchase. On the members purchase, you as a distributor can earn up to 5% generation bonus, of course, if you have a rank. And for the fast start bonus, you can earn up to 20% based on your CPV. Now, if this members becomes then or upgrades to a distributor, as of that part, you would still receive generation bonus if you qualify, still receive the fast start bonus up to their first 1,000 CPV. As soon as you reach that, the team development bonus will kick in. You still earn the generation bonus. And as a distributor, depending if you look at them as a distributor themselves, right? We said there was no personal rebate up to 1,000. So as of that point, you're gonna earn 10% personal rebate for all the volume above 250. If you're being paid, or if they are being paid as a director, there's the lifestyle bonus that's being paid, and as a presidential club member, the PCM bonus. So this is to see maybe in a different way. I hope this helps you. And here you can see the 2 QR code that you can scan. You have on the left side the compensation plan that you're gonna get to, on the right side the playlist. In the playlist, I've done other recordings of the compensation plan on each specific bonuses. So here we go. I hope this was helpful for you, and I wish you all the best.